Good morning, children. So now we are going to discuss the difference between the physical changes and the chemical changes. So you can see that first we will discuss the case of physical changes. So when we are concerned the case of a physical change, you can observe that there is no new substances are formed. For example, when you kick the case of football, you can see that football is moving from one place to another. So there is a change, but in that case there is no new substances are formed. So the first important point is in the case of a physical change, there is no new substance is formed. And another important point is the molecules of the substances remains the same before and after the change. The molecules of the substances remains the same before and after the change. So we have seen another example as when you heat a piece of iron, its color is changing. But when you allow to cool that, we have seen that it regains its original color. That means the molecules of the substance remains the same. There is no change in the molecules of a substance. It remains the same before and after the change. Then another important property is changes are reversible. Yes or no? So the changes are reversible. So we have seen in the case of iron, its color changes when you heat it, but it can be reversed back to its original color when it is allowed to cool. That means changes are reversible, we can say that. So these are some of the important properties of physical changes, we can say. Now, when you are concerned the case of chemical changes, you can see that there is a new substance is produced in the case of chemical changes along with the new properties. So, new substances with different properties are formed in the case of chemical change. For example, when you burn a piece of paper, you can observe that ash is formed. So, the ash which is formed is having entirely different property than in the case of paper, we can say. Now, the second point is the molecules of a substances undergo changes to form molecules of a new substance. So, in this case, we can see that ash is formed. The molecules of that ash is having entirely different property from the molecules of paper. So, like we say, in the case of the chemical changes, the molecules of a substance undergo changes to form entirely new molecules of a substance. And these types of changes are considered as irreversible changes only. Because once this paper is changed to ash, so we cannot get it back that paper. So these types of changes are irreversible changes. Now, when you are concerned the case of these types of chemical changes, along with these chemical changes, always chemical reactions are also taking place between the substances. So initially, the substances which are present are known as reactants, and the new substances which are produced are known as products. So in a chemical reaction, there is a reactants. Reactants react together to form products.